nail it down to one specific thing at the office, but it's just, so there are some days in the store that we do 3 and 4 and 5 coin collections, and we buy them. And so there we have to, go through them and process them and do all that. And so that's always fun.
I want to tell people about just the great people over at Whitman and some of the things that they've done. We talk about a lot of books, and I particularly like to talk about books. They have kept me in reading material.
I was going to say,
I want to tell you, it's okay.
I figured I knew where this was going.
Well, first off, it's like that this year they did a new Mega Red, and the new Mega Red this year has the small sense in detail.
Yep.
But they also produced a new guidebook of Morgan Silver Dollars, and it's not good enough to just introduce the fifth edition of a book that you've been publishing for years. They dropped a bombshell in it.
Oh, about the 1964
hubs.
Yep.
They dropped an absolute bombshell in a book.
Well, that's kind of, that was definitely news to me. That was really cool. I saw the pictures of it.
Well, it's just funny that when people say, they're coming out with a new edition of the book, should I bother? There's your answer. Yes, you should.
Yeah.
Because when there is new groundbreaking news, it'll be in there and you'll know it.
So I take it you've been reading a lot of books.
Well, I tell you what. I mean, it's like there were 6 of them that I listed that just in our hiatus I've been looking at. It's like there was this one book that I still have not figured out why they named it what they did, but it's called 1849: The Philadelphia Mint Strikes Gold. Okay. And it's about the history of the Philadelphia Mint and what goes on now. But the thing is that Philadelphia Mint striking gold, okay, you think about it, it's like in 1849, that was when the gold rush happened in California.
Well, weren't they shipping it all back east at that point?
Well, actually, no, they had the San Francisco Mint, and they were starting to mint it out there. But it was one of these things where it basically talked about the story of the Philadelphia Mint and how it was influenced by the branch mints and things like that. There is a new red book of United States dollar coins, modern United States dollar coins. So this is all stuff that you hate.
That's all you do.
This is all stuff that you hate. This is all stuff that is clad, but it covers everything from the Ikes to the Susan B's, presidential dollars, and the.
I got love for Ikes. I do. I like some Ikes. I have. That is probably about the newest coin that I appreciate as a collectible. But.
And I will tell you that at some point you're going to like Sacagawea.
I don't know about
you're
that.
You're going to like her.
I don't know, man. I just don't think it's...
easy arranged marriage, I understand.
I don't think I'm wired that way.
She's going to be your baby. At some point, I'm telling you.
Well, we'll see about
put
that.
Her in the corner.
Nobody puts baby in a corner.
Don't put her in the corner. There's a book on Barbara Silver coins. There is the new guidebook of Morgan Silver Dollars. And they also came out with an official guidebook of the United States Mint.
Just the mint in general?
It's about the mint.
Huh.
This one has sections on the different branch mints.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
When they were built. What went on with them. It has a section on Carson City, a section on Dahlonega, a section on Charlotte. It's the newest, I think it's number 23 in the Bauer series.
Well, it's a Bauer series book. It's got to be good.
And here's the thing. I mean, it's like Q. David Bowers has released like 4 or 5 books this year already.
Dude's an animal.
Dude, he writes more than I can read.
Well, that's part of the deal.
I can't read very much, but... But yeah, so, and just amazing. And Whitman, as always, thank you to Dennis Tucker and to all the great people.
I was going to tell you that, and I kind of bounced this off of you the other day, but I had an idea for the show while we were off. And I think one of the things that I'm going to start doing is, I know we've done book reviews. We do lots of book reviews. People tend to like those. But there are a lot of other things that go into coin collecting that, we could be reviewing. Products that come out, storage products, all these things that you see at the coin shows that you can go buy. You're talking about, loops and storage products and solvents even. I mean, if you want to go that far. But I think we should, at least I'm going to start doing an occasional review of new coin products that come out.
Absolutely. So, I mean, you should review like MS70.
Well, yeah, like MS70 and stuff like that. Because I have the most amazing opportunity because the store. We have so many coins that we come through that we have to, sometimes they require processing to either remove. Well, I mean, as far as like we get coins sometimes that have been in collections for 30 years and have been inside the same flips and are caked in PVC or are toned horribly because they were never changed. There are things that we sometimes just have to do. I mean, you got to take off PVC. If you got a coin that's covered in PVC, it's got to come off. So there are several products out there that are geared towards just doing that. There are several products out there that remove tarnish, which I don't necessarily want to recommend that unless you know what you're doing.
No, but you also want to remove too. But you also want to remove toning before it gets to a terminal state and it starts damaging the coin. So exactly. I mean, there's a value in that.
Like Verticare's one that stops verdigris on copper. So there's a lot of cool products out there. I'm thinking that I will actually put them to some practical use in the store. Let you guys know what I think, and then from there we can make a segment out of it.
Yeah, it's like if they put together a kit, Uncle John's home slabbing kit.
Oh Lord!
So Matt's going to buy one of those. He's going to slap it out on the counter, and he's going to say, "Okay, here's Matt's review of
Uncle and that's John's the thing,
slabbing kit."
I'm not the only one that'll have. I mean, I think there's now 7 people that work at the coin store, so I'll put it to practical use. I'll put it out on the counter and say, okay, guys, let's use this. Tell me what you think. I'll tell you what I think, and we'll come up with a group opinion of a practical use product. So I think it'll be a rather interesting, and maybe it'll turn some people on to some products that they may not have thought to purchase or may not have thought they needed.
I agree.
So, anyways, that's just something I came up with while I was thinking about the show while we weren't recording.
And of course, as always, if you have ideas, questions, comments, criticism.
Yeah, something you want me to review something? Send it to the email.
Questions at coinshowradio.com, Matt at coinshowradio.com, Mike at coinshowradio.com. Yeah. Always interested in your input, in your feedback, and in your ideas. If you have questions. Always looking for questions for the show.
Yeah, we got any?
Let's see. Do we have any questions?
Got to be something.
To questions at coinshowradio.com.
Yeah, Nigeria.
Well, let's see. We've got that Nigerian prince wants to send us a check.
Dude, I'm in. Like I said, just sign me up.
He won't leave me alone, though.
Well, just give me your social security number to be fine.
I gave him yours.
Oh, ooh. Well, I need to go to the bank. Check on that.
So let's see. Nicholas Hutzel. So many questions for the show.
All right. I like
let's
this.
See what that says.
I like
okay.
Where this is going.
Yeah. Hello, Mike and Matt. I discovered your podcast tonight.
All right.
It's about time. But welcome. I was about to go for a run around the neighborhood, and I was immediately hooked. I went to a coin show today here in West Michigan.
Awesome.
I was feeling very hungry for some coin knowledge. I listened to 4 shows in the past 4 hours, and I love the show that highlighted the 1916 Merc dime.
Awesome.
We are not responsible for any brain damage. I just want to tell you that up front. I'm a bit younger than most collectors, 28, and I've been seriously collecting since 23. I focus on Morgan dollars now, but I have a large amount of 90% I've culled from circulation, working at a bank since college.
Nice.
My questions are many, but here are a few that maybe you can answer on the show. 1. Why do proof-like Morgans carry a premium over many book values, I find?
Because they're pretty. And that's just plain and simple. They're pretty and they're scarce. Some coins come PL and deep mirror PL, like 80S, 81S, 82S. But there are a lot of other dates that don't necessarily come that way a lot. So to find those can really add the premium. Plus, like I said, they're just pretty. People like them.
That I also think that proof Morgans are something that are not too common.
Proof like. Oh, okay. I see where you're going. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Right. So I think the proof Morgans are something that are very popular and are not seen all that often. And so proof like Morgans kind of give people a little sample of that.
Yeah.
Without necessarily going, all in on the deep end.
A lot of bang for a lot less money.
Yes. Number 2, why is ICG so looked down upon? I love them, and the coins sell well on eBay at reasonable prices.
Well, how to not get myself sued?
Well, I'll get you sued. Here, I can answer that.
No. Each of the companies that still exist today have their own niche. ICG tends to not necessarily be focused so much on the classic collector coins. A lot of times you see more modern stuff certified by them. They do a lot of work with some of the TV people. So, I mean, those aren't necessarily kind of things that I associate with.
Hasn't ICG changed hands a couple of times?
Yeah, and Annex has as well.
And I think that it is things like that even though they may not necessarily be a concrete reason for grades changing.
Yeah, they don't necessarily inspire confidence in standards.
They will shake the confidence of people in a grading company. They will tend to any type of question that you call. Right, and that's it. It's like if you call something into question, whether or not what your criticism is correct or even supported, it's still a bad thing for that company.
Yeah.
So
I don't necessarily think they're bad. I just, like I said, they have their own niche. Not my first choice, but yeah, they have they do their thing, and that's fine.
And let's see, what are your thoughts on 5-ounce ATBs and the collector market's values into the future?
2, 3, not it.
I guess that's me. Yeah. The thought on the 5-ouncers is that they're going to have to become popular before you see any rise in values.
Oh,
I think the premium on them is way too high.
Yeah.
So they're not good bullion vehicles. So if you take away the bullion vehicle from them, and you're left with the coin vehicle, and the coin vehicle doesn't look like it's going to be too promising,
yeah,
I guess that tells you where we are.
Well, like I think we talked about earlier, I think that hopefully if they start incorporating it into the commemorative coin design, that might be what it needs to get going. Because those seem to be pretty popular. They seem to sell quite a few of them. Yeah, we'll see.
Okay, and here, lastly, I didn't read all of his questions, but I kind of took the highlights. Do you think that any real unsearched mint bags of Morgans or Peace Dollars still exist unopened?
Probably. There probably aren't too many of them, but I would suspect there's a few out there.
Yeah, when you think about the fact that there's only, and I mean this seriously, only 1,000 coins in one of those bags.
Yeah.
It gives the possibility a lot of...
Oh, I've heard some stories from a couple of large companies that were around back in the rush of the 80s, and they were melting original bags back in the 80s. So
I still don't get that, but...
Well, they were so the coins in like 83Os, they were so common that they couldn't sell the coins as coins because silver was so high. So they were actually just taking the bags and putting them in the pots. It's amazing, but
yeah.
I mean, the coins, they could not sell them as collectible coins because the price of silver just overran the numismatic value. So
gotta love them.
So I would suspect there's still quite a few out there, but I've never bought one. I'd like to. If you got one for sale, call me.
Hi, this is Beth Deisher. When I'm not reading or writing a new book, I like to listen to Matt and Mike on the Coin Show.
Don't you lie, Beth.
So, Matt, what are we going to not see a picture of this week?
Oh, well, yeah. This was kind of dropped in my lap, so that's okay. I'll get one up. I have pictures.
Okay.
So, coolest thing, first one in a long time. I thought about this for a little bit. It has to be a good one. And we've actually bought a lot of really cool things since the last episode. But the last one that's fresh in my mind, and this is a pretty cool one, is unfortunately not a coin at all.